Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with myself, your host, Edgar De Jesus. And yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. And we are in studio today with the Cannonball King himself, Mr. Spider.
Hey, we got it for
We
once.
got it. There we go. Today we're talking to Kris Osterbusch, the director of the International Pool and Spa Show.
Hello.
And our friend Megan Magana, senior marketing manager of the show. Is that still your title, senior marketing manager?
Yes.
Or did it change?
Yes,
Okay.
no.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't screw it up like right off the beginning.
Marketing guru, marketing lead, princess of the pool. I'll take it all.
And you're a what is it? Not spell check, but grammar geek.
Yes.
Yes. Which,
That's
by the
for
way,
sure.
but everybody, I'm like completely off script already here in the
no.
podcast. But
The script that I wrote.
but I love that about you. I love, and Zach's my other witness here. I love to put stuff together really quick and then just kind of be able to go to somebody, hey, look at this really quick. And a lot of times Zach's all like, yeah, you forgot to put this and you forgot to say that. And, you know, so when I send it to you, I can rest assured that I'm going to be safe.
There you go.
So. We're going to be talking about the International Pool and Spa Show that's going to be happening in Las Vegas this year, November 10th to the 15th. I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We are talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Pool Invoice, our friends at Blu-ray, Aquastar Pool Products, Aquastar, I'm drawing a blank here today. Aquastar, Heritage, Raypack, everybody, thank you so much. So, Zach, I know that this is not normal for us. It's 2:00 in the afternoon, and we are live. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk to Kris and Megan today about the show. And this is always a very stressful time of year as we get ready for the event. And that's only with the small portion that we have. So I can't imagine how much you guys have on your plate right now. And I'm sure you're just super busy, but it'll all be worth it in a few weeks here when the show kicks off. And I did want to make a little comment, Edgar.
Yeah.
What were you doing earlier? Like, was that a dance for the Bee Gees for Staying Alive that you were doing as we were?
Well, because on our screen in studio, it has everybody in certain spots. But when you go live, everybody's in a different spot. So when I talk about John and Zach, I kind of point everywhere so I get the box right at some point. But I guess
all
it
I
does
can
look
hear
like
is,
the Bee Gees, right?
Yes, Staying Alive while you're doing that.
So, Mr. Spider, what's going on back there? How you doing?
I am dead tired, but I'm here. We're about to have a great show.
There we go. Our friend Kris. Welcome back, Kris.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been a year.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is. It's been a good year.
So for everybody listening, last time Kris came on and Megan was so awesome that we're like, hey, we got to get the podcast done before the show.
Yep.
And we had Kris, was it 3 weeks, 3 days before the podcast? Like she was brand new.
Yes. I think it was, within a couple weeks of the podcast. So.
And like a month before the not even a month. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before the actual show.
Yep.
And then the beauty of it was like at 8:00 at night on top of everything, right? So it was like, let's throw every curve. And oh, by the way, we have to do a podcast from 8 to 10 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. You make it very easy.
You do.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And to our friend Megan, how are you?
I'm hanging in there.
You're hanging in there?
Yeah, excited for the show. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see everybody.
So we're overly thrilled, right? I can't use the word super excited because people make fun of me because I use it all the time. So we're
Should be a drinking game, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I've been told, and that's what it's become is a drinking game. Every time Edgar says super excited.
I'll say it for you. I'm super excited for the show, man.
There you go. That's right, because Spider's going.
Oh, yeah.
Spider's
I
going this
know.
year. So everybody listening, you'll be able to meet Spider. We're gonna, throw him in front of the cameras. We're gonna have him present an award up at the Pool Nation Awards, and he's gonna be up in Vegas. And then we have Zach, which is going to be the MC of the event, right, Zach?
No.
I got your back.
You should MC, Spider.
No, I don't know about all that. We need a real member of the Pool Nation podcast, not these background characters.
So maybe we'll have Megan just MC it,
Bro.
Done.
right?
Sure.
She'd be great.
Yeah.
Did you see how she froze and she kind of was like,
You know what? As long as there's a teleprompter or a script or like the I call it the in case I die binder that I walk around with
Yes.
at the show of in case I die or I get hit by a bus or I win the lottery, take my binder, my Leslie note binder and go run the show. So if I have a binder, I'm good.
Now, I do have to tell you this, Zach, you will appreciate this today. So I go out to lunch. So Leanne's flying out of town. So we go out and we get some lunch today. And she goes, I need you to do something for me. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, I know that you don't think about this. She goes, but I have to think about John and Zach right now. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of random. I'm like, what's up? She's like, you need to make an appointment and you need to go get a flu shot and you need to go get a COVID shot. She goes, because God forbid something happens to you and you can't go to the awards, what is Zach and John going to do? And I'm like, really? That's what you're worried about? Right, Zach?
I just like the lottery. That's what you got to do. It can't be in case I die. It needs to be the lottery.
Lottery.
option,
Okay, so,
so-
Yeah.
There you go. I like that, Zach. I like
That's
that.
way more positive.
We're
There you
more,
go.
right? There goes Zach looking for the positive. Megan and I are dying. We're getting run over by the bus, and Zach is playing the lottery. So Megan, we normally do all the talk about the events and all that fun stuff. And one thing that people don't know is that you're very natural on camera. You're very natural on right, Zach? Right? Every time that we have her on, she just flows.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Yeah,
Chris?
totally. Totally.
She's
She's a
do
pro.
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. See, now I'm going to be awkward now that you just gave me
Because-
such a nice compliment.
Because I get okay. So here's what I'm going to do is normally I talk about all this stuff. I'm just going to throw it to you,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's the
Okay.
Megan show.
Oh, no.
Ready?
Okay.
Go. It's all you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan, and I am the marketing lead for the Pool Spa Patio and Deck Show. We are coming up in Las Vegas, November 13th through the 15th. You can use promo code POOLNATION when you register, and that will get you a free Expo Pass. Just in case you missed the boat on applying for the now sold-out Pool Nation Boot Camp.
There you go. See, Zach, how good she is?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think her destiny is emceeing the Pool Nation
The Pool
Awards.
Nation Awards this year. Do you? I wonder if she can handle that with last minute.
Just throw me on stage. It's fine. I did theater in high school. I'll just revert back to that.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Megan, why don't you talk about the convention? Talk to us about all the registration dates, all that fun stuff.
Okay. All right. So we are technically the show runs from November 10th through the 15th. The 10th, 11th, and 12th is going to be some pre-conference classes. It's also going to be the first day of the Pool Nation Boot Camp. That's on Sunday, November 11th. No, 12th. Sorry. Edit that out later. Let me take a step back. So the first day of the Pool Nation Boot Camp is Sunday, November
12.
12th. And the second day is Monday, November 13th. So there's going to be some hands-on education and some classroom education. And there's technically 8 modules that all the students will rotate through. And it's very hands-on. Instructors will be there to help everyone. And then we have the expo that's open from November 13th through the 15th. So we will again have classes in the morning. The hour-long education classes we have a motivational keynote speaker who's going to kick off the event on Monday evening, and then the expo hall opens. It'll be open from 10:30 to 5 on that Monday and Tuesday, and then 10:30 to 2:30 on that Wednesday. And we are up to 400-ish exhibitors and about 140,000 square feet of space to explore. And that's just sold space. That doesn't include all the other show features that we have on the floor.
Wow, that's huge.
Big,
That's
yeah.
a lot of space to get through.
Yeah.
140,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff.
So if you're
excited about
coming,
that.
please make a plan and make a checklist of the exhibitors that you would like to see, and specifically their booth number, because please don't wander from booth number 1,000 to 7,000 back to 3,000. So make yourself a plan.
And here's the problem, Zach. That's exactly what we do. We just show up that day.
Mhm.
I don't think Zach's probably not like me, so let me
Yeah.
not talk and put him into the category, right? But I'm like that. Like to all the shows that I ever did, I just showed up, and then you
Mhm,
kind of
mhm.
start, walking through. And again, a lot of the other shows are a lot smaller, so it's probably something that you could do. But with 140,000 square feet, that's a lot of vendors. That's a
Mhm.
lot of floor space to kind of go through.
Mhm.
So I think, and we'll talk about that. I think you
Mhm.
guys have a tool for people to be able to do that, right? Okay.
Yep.
So we will definitely talk about that. So
Yeah, I'm definitely not in that category.
no.
I'm very
You're the planner.
systematic. Yes.
I remember that from last year.
He's
You had some great tips.
he's got a list. He's
Mhm.
checking it twice. He's kind of doing all that crazy stuff. So, but let's get through a couple housekeeping notes here. Even though Megan did the majority of them, and then Zach, we can kind of jump into the podcast. But like Megan said, we're doing the boot camp on the 12th and the 13th. The boot camp is sold out. We did get somebody, Zach, that just emailed us that they just started a business and they want to get into the boot camp. So we'll have to see. What do you guys say? Should we just pull them in? Yeah,
I say, yeah.
yeah. You say yeah.
But I'm like, act now, worry about the consequences
We're-
later. So,
I like your
see, I
style.
hope he fits.
Ask forgiveness, not
I hope they
permission.
fit. I hope they fit. Yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
style. So Mark,
Yeah.
Dottie, I will reach out to you. Look, Kris said bring you up. So I will give you a call and we will figure that out so that you can come up there, especially now that you're starting your business. I think that's huge.
And congratulations on starting
Yeah,
a
that's
business.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's big.
Absolutely. So
Mhm.
the other thing is that we have the awards the night of the 14th. We're close to being sold out.
Mhm.
Excited about that. I know I owe you a big list.
It's all good.
So I'll get you the
I
list
got you.
before. If there's any enemies that you do not want to make, is Megan. Megan and Laura,
Exactly.
right? have
I
to
will
give Laura,
keep you out of that room.
I know. I got to give Laura a big shout
You
out.
do.
'cause
Yeah, she's
I love
awesome.
her.
Yeah.
She's just absolutely phenomenal. So,
Mhm.
so Laura, big shout out to you out there. So, all right, Zacharias, let's get this party started.
Yeah, so we'll be getting into some of the things about the show, but before we get into all that, I'd like to ask you, Kris, can you tell us a bit about yourself, kind of what you do,
Sure.
and how you ended up in your current role with the show?
Awesome. Yes. So I'm Kris Osterbusch, the director of the International Pool Spa Patio Show. And I've been in this role for about a year. So it's a lot of fun. But I've been in the trade show and events business for a couple of decades. And, a big part of my purpose and reason for getting up in the morning is creating live experiences and events. I really, really love it. It's in my blood. And I got the awesome opportunity to take on this event about a year ago. So it's been a whirlwind, and I've enjoyed it immensely. And can't wait to see how the show goes this year, having been involved for a full year, as opposed to last year. I think I said something really silly about how I like pools. So there's so much more to it, and I'm excited to create this environment where so many different people could come together. I mean, yes, it's big, 140,000 square feet of exhibits, but we've got a little something for everybody, and I'm sure we're going to talk more about that later. But anyway,
And how are you liking it from last time 3 weeks in to now a whole full year?
it's
into it.
you know what? I have an amazing team. We have an amazing group of people that we work together with. I was thrilled then because I was just excited to be able to get back on the trade show floor and do an event like this. I I feel a lot more confident in some areas. I feel a lot more nervous in some other areas, but I'm hoping to really continue to grow this event and create this community, make it a can't miss. So.
And so this year the show is in Las Vegas. Where do you guys go next year?
Next year we will be here in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas happens to be where we're recording. So we'll be in Dallas next year in November, and then back in Las Vegas in 25.
In 25. Okay. So super excited about that. Next year it's in our backyard, Zach.
If we keep going to Vegas, I'm gonna be broke.
I know we gotta.
The Wheel of Fortune machine is gonna take all my money.
I'll tell you what, that one's my favorite too. It's kind of hard to walk past it. It's like
Where's that one at?
They're everywhere. The Wheel of Fortune ones.
The Wheel of Fortune. Okay.
You think like this next one, I'm gonna get to spin it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Have you played that one, Megan?
No, I
No?
do the slot machines.
Uh-huh.
I'm not that big of a gambler, but like my family and friends who are, they just like throw 20s at me and say, go put this on me, go put this on me, and I'll just shoot a little video or a photo of myself and it goes.
So
Well, Wheel of
like the
Fortune is
thing.
slots. It is
Okay.
a slot machine.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta try that one next
so
time.
the question is, if they won, would you give them the money?
I would split it with them.
Should delete that
Here's your
video
initial
before sending
investment.
it out.
I'll take the rest.
They all,
Finder's fee.
they all get the same video, and it's all the same video for everybody. Here's your $20, Edgar. Here's your $20, Zach. Here's your $20, Chris. And you're like, wait a second, you just won $50,000. Oh, that was my 20.
That's
So,
funny.
Megan, we know you. We love you. You're
Aw,
absolutely amazing. You're
thank
awesome.
you.
We know your story, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background for those that are new listening to the podcast?
Okay. Well, hello, new listeners. Again, my name is Megan, and I am the marketing lead for Pool Spa Patio and Deck Expo. It's a role I've held. I'm going into my 4th show this year. Prior to that, I have worked on other shows in the architecture space and the oil and gas space, but I have been in the trade show industry probably for about 10 years. My first job out of college, I was working at a television network. And my last year there, I was planning their appearances at some of these huge broadcasting conferences.
That totally makes sense.
And I kind of like this event planning thing. So maybe I should parlay into the trade show business. And so that's when I went to work for Freeman, where I met Chris.
Yes, we actually worked together previously.
Yes, we were in the same department for a couple of years.
Couple years.
So wait, before the international, you guys worked together somewhere else?
Yes.
Oh, that's
And then we split and didn't see each other for maybe a good 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And then reunited
Now,
for the pool show.
What did you do for Freeman?
I was in their marketing department. So I did brand marketing and social media.
Okay.
And at the time, I was in marketing for a little while at Freeman as well. So
That's interesting. I
Yep.
did not know that.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
but it
much like the pool industry, the trade show industry is very small.
is it? You
Very
guys,
relationship building.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting. But Zach, that makes total sense, right? With Megan, she was in the whole TV thing. She does all that
Mhm.
because you're so natural. And I know that I joke around, and you're like, no, I'm not. But is she not,
She
Chris?
is.
She's like
She's-
really
she
natural.
is.
She just jumps in. There's
Mhm.
no, you
The
know,
hair's on point.
you know, you
Things like
don't.
She looks good.
She just rolls right on in, right, Zach?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm
I wish
telling
I
you.
had some more of that. So
Listen, you'll be fine, MC. You'll be fine.
You
I know,
wish you
I'm
had
just
more
getting
hair or
nervous.
charisma.
everything, all of the above. Just being here today, you guys are making me very nervous. So, but
Stop.
so can you guys give us a little bit of a background on the International Pool and Spa Patio Expo, and maybe a little bit about how your show is different from the other shows?
Sure. So this show has been around for a very long time. I think over 50 years, if I'm correct. And we've been involved with it for a while now. And I guess I can speak to how I perceived it over the past year when I first got started and to where I am now. Just visiting a lot of our other events in this space, thinking about how we create a community on our show that can span more than just builders, bring in more service, bring in retail. I feel like I'm rambling. Feel free to
No, you're
step
doing
in.
great. You're doing great.
So,
She's a little
yeah.
nervous because I'm over here.
Yeah, he's like,
Zach,
"Take a picture."
I'm over here on the other side, like taking videos of her, like standing up and like putting her on the spot. So that was my bad.
sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So anyway, no, but we're doing a lot this year to try to bring in more audience, bring in things, more audiences that are connected.
Mhm.
We know there's a lot of pool builders out there, but those pool builders may also have service that they offer. There's retailers; they may also have service. There's there's a lot of crossover, and in addition to the pool piece, we have Deck Expo, and then this year we also added a co-location with the World Aquatic Health Conference. So, really trying to find where those things overlap and build up experiences where they can connect and learn from each other, but then also provide enough unique individual experiences and education for those different disciplines so you can go deep if you want to. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I get into a place where I'm meeting new people, I always walk away with a new idea, a nugget, something I didn't know, even if it's something that I can use in my personal life or my business, So my goal as I look at growing this event is how are we, creating a campus feel for the space? How are we providing places for people to just naturally congregate and meet up on the floor? How can we improve our education and our content? And so that's how we're trying to differentiate. From our other events, but we'll see how it goes this year.
Yeah,
Trying a lot of new things this year.
So there's a couple things that you said that I really like, and so one of the things that, excuse me, and some of the conversations that we had last year because you were new, our relationship, and we've talked about this, Megan. Our relationship with your show was built with Megan. I mean, she was really the one that I don't even remember how we met, but I know since day one, there's just been this absolutely amazing relationship. She went to bat for us for the show. I know that there was plenty of times that it was like, who are these guys? What are they doing? And Megan was just like, we need to partner with them. We need to work with them. We wouldn't be today if it wasn't because of the relationship with Megan. I'll tell you that with your show. You came in new yesterday. I think his name is Kevin.
Yes.
Last year for the first time. And so one of the things that I like and that I see about your show, and I think as an industry, we need to change, right? But I think one of the things that I'm seeing about your show that I love is exactly that mentality that you talked about, is that you want to create a campus. And in a campus, you have a lot of different groups, right? You have people studying different things, right? But it's all that community together. And so one of the things that I've started to notice a lot about your show is shows tend to be very heavy on the builder side, or if they're local, they tend to be heavy on the service side. And a lot of what you guys are starting to do is, we have the Deck Expo, right? That's kind of that outdoor living. We have the builders, right? Which is great. We have all those builders. But there's other communities that should be part of this campus that we have here. And so the service and the effort that you guys have been making to bring in the service pro, which for a long time has been thought of, oh, they're just the service pros. They just belong over there. They don't belong with the builders. They don't belong with the Deck Expo. That's huge. The focus that you guys are doing with the retail, again, the exact same thought process. It's like, oh my God, you guys are playing. We're this great big family, right? And it's almost like you're the first show that I see that's becoming very aware of that and starting to kind of go, wait, we all belong in this room with our communities. The women's event, right?
Yep.
I mean, just the fact that we've noticed in the last couple years that, women are forced to be reckoned with. We kind of have to give them their own space to be able to grow, to be able to thrive and all that.
Yep.
And you guys very early on, right? And again, Megan, we're going to go back to last year and you saw it and you came to us and you said, hey, let's kind of get these women together here at the show.
Yep.
And now you guys are doing something completely different for the women in the show, which I know that we'll talk about. But what has made you guys see that bigger picture version? Because I'm loving it.
So I can take
go
this
ahead.
one. Just getting to know, getting involved in this community and meeting, you guys and meeting, multiple attendees and talking with exhibitors, and how often I am hearing that this is a relationship-driven industry, and it is also a very small industry. And the way that I like to describe the show is if you are going into someone's backyard and building something beautiful or maintaining something beautiful, you have a space at our show. So that includes everyone. That includes the builder, the service tech, the retailer, the deck pro, the general contractor. We are all in this open air room of a beautiful backyard. And so I want to bring, and maybe we're in it at, different points of the build stage, or, different times or for different purposes, but we're all still there wanting to do the best for our clients. And so to bring everyone together in a room, whether it's a 140,000 square feet of expo hall, or that's a big ass room, y'all, or whether it's a classroom or a meeting space, just we want to bring everyone together and make sure that all those touch points are hit. And because we all have the same goal. We all have businesses, coworkers, colleagues, clients who we are working for, and we just want to make sure that everyone has what they need at the show.
Yeah. I go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
Well, I think another cool thing that everyone should kind of consider is, when I would attend the show, it was a service-based mission that I was on, but being able to be exposed to a lot of the products or things that, were there for the builders or for the other communities, as you called them, Edgar, and just see what they're dealing with, what products they're using, how that's all going about. Like that gave me a lot of information that, I'm then able to take back and have a better understanding of just the overall backyard and pool and kitchens or whatever it is. So I think a lot of people need to go in with an open mind and, explore more than just what it is that you do and try to learn about those other elements.
Well, and I think one of the biggest things is, when we talk about shows, everything gets compartmentalized, right? Like into those. And if you are going, and I'll talk from the pool pro side, we kind of tend to feel that we've always been left behind, right? And in part is, look, the building is flashy, right? Building is very flashy and bigger projects and all that. But the path normally to a builder, not always, but a lot of times starts with a service.
Yeah. I've met several, some further into that career path and some just starting out. So,
and even a lot of the big companies that we talk to, Zach, you talk about Eugene with Prestige. They service 1,000 pools. You talk to Jake Caldwell Pools. They service 1,000 pools. They build pools. They know that the service is something that, if it's done well, is very financially, a gold mine for them, and they have to do it. But what I think is important for the pool pros is you go to some of these shows, they're overwhelming the first time that you go. They're over. It's natural. It's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. I was just talking to Justin on the way up, which used to work for me, and he said, man, the first show that I went to, she goes, man, I was so overwhelmed. I had no idea what the hell's going on. But after I went to the second, third, fourth show, I get it, right? So, but you talk about a show like yours, and that's it, the fact that you guys are doing that focus. There's education for the pool pro. There's the floor, and within the floor, you have space and you have things that are related to the pool pro. But exactly like you're saying, Zach, that pool guy is going to start to go down the aisles and start to look at, hey, I'm thinking of whether it's replastering. I'm going to start replastering pools. I'm going to start doing, coping. I'm going to start doing whatever else. And that path just leads to that. So that's one of the things that I love in talking to you, Kris. And I know that you're new into the show and you've got a lot of fresh and ideas that you try. And one of the things that I like is that you're coming in and you're like, hey, I'm going to try it. If it works, it works. Great. We
Yep.
gave it a shot. If it doesn't work, then we'll kind of move on and
Yep.
we'll try something else, because I think with a lot of shows, we're kind of in that stagnant mode where it's always the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again. And just like everything
Yep.
in the industry, I think we need to kind of refresh it, bring a fresh breath of air into it. And the fact that you guys are focusing on the community side of it, I love it 100%.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a quick question, and I don't know if you guys can answer this or not, but your show last year did very well in
Mhm,
Vegas.
mhm.
It was very well attended.
Mhm.
There was a lot of people there. I was there.
Biggest show
Um,
since I think 2015.
The biggest show since 2015. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool. So can you guys talk a little bit about this year? Are you guys able to share what you guys are? I know that it's, and if you
Yeah,
can't,
well-
and if you can't, you can't.
Well, there's
but-
reasons for that. I mean, yeah, I can say, so we watch our numbers very closely, and we watch each week how we're pacing. And I can say that we're pacing ahead, which is
Mhm.
great. And then, there's a lot that can happen between now and when we announce numbers post-event. And because we want to verify them, and we want to make sure that we're being open and transparent about who's really there. So, but it's looking great. I was a little nervous with being up against F1. I'm not going to lie. That week in Vegas is a busy week, but we are seeing the fears that we had related to that kind of die down. So prices going down, space available at hotels, and people are signing up. So it's very exciting. And people are signing up, and we're ahead. So that's all I can.
That's all the tea you can
That's
spill?
all I can say.
That's all she can
But
spill?
I'm very happy about it. Yeah. So it's good. It's good.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things and one of the biggest takeaways is obviously Formula One came into Vegas. And
And
Mhm.
technically, we were booked first.
Yes,
Right.
we
I
were.
want to make
Yeah.
the record clear on
Yeah.
that. We did not.
But I don't know why Vegas was like Formula One pool show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so, but
they have been accommodating though. They have been
Mhm.
doing a lot to help us.
yeah, but I
Mhm.
think, and again, I'm going to geek out here, Zach. I'm going to go back into my hotel days, right?
Yeah.
So hotels work very heavily with revenue management. So they've
Yes.
never had Formula One. So
Yeah.
strategy, you go in and you're like, Formula One starts on Thursday, right? Thursday,
Yes.
Friday. So therefore, people are going to come in early,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we need to maximize revenue. So let's we don't have any history on it. So therefore, let's go cautious. Let's put our rates higher. It's easier to lower rates than it is to raise rates. So let's start with the higher rates. Let's kind of do that. And that has just popped really quick because when we originally looked at our rooms and stuff like that, I think it was like, for me, Zach and John, was like $3,000. We waited for a while, not on purpose. I just was being lazy. And we booked it later, and it was like $1,200 savings. And then today I was talking to Spider, right, Spider? And your package was at like $800.
Yeah, it was close to 800, and it's dropped down to 450-ish.
Yeah.
So that means that for that package that he has, that's 50% drop.
Yeah.
And then in some of the conversations in Vegas with some of the restaurants and some of the things, it's been the same thing. Hey, we didn't have any history. We were going to start high. We're starting to see that there's a soft demand. Therefore, prices are starting to drop. And so that's kind of what we've seen across the board with a lot of at least the hotels and then the flights. I booked a ticket for my daughter. 2 weeks ago. I paid $200 for her to go from Oklahoma direct flight over to Las Vegas and back.
That's awesome.
That's a good rate.
That is a good
It
rate.
was it's a
great
phenomenal rate.
Yeah.
And so my plane ticket was $300, and I booked mine
Mhm.
in fear time.
Yes.
And I think it was total with tax and all that was like $340
Yeah.
to Vegas, direct flight from Dallas, nonstop. That's a great rate.
Yeah.
I think last year I paid $500 and something for that same plane ticket.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things to remember, there's not very many cities that can handle lots of big events going on, and I bet you when we're there, we won't even feel it. They have so many hotels, so many rooms, so many restaurants. But
And we're not close to
no,
the track.
we're outside. Yeah, we're outside the loop of the track, but we'll still see some of the fun stuff through the windows. But and
Probably
it's a
waiting.
late night. It's a late night event. What? What did you say, Zach?
So that's why I waited. I haven't
Yeah.
booked my plane ticket yet. It's a strategy.
Zach. Okay, Zach.
Nice
let me
save,
tell you.
bro.
Now you're falling into the booking window, and once you
Yeah,
get
now-
into the booking window, there ain't no saving you. There ain't no revenue management that's going to save you there, my friend. So you are past due to booking that ticket. Don't come crying to me when it's $800.
Yeah, today. I'll do it today.
You know what you should do is you should send Spider a message and kind of book his package because that's pretty good.
Yep.
No, Zach's like
No.
he just went
No.
quiet. He's like no.
No.
So, Spider, maybe Zach can drive up with you.
I'll make you a deal. I'll fly us both up for cheap. I don't have a license or anything, but we'll figure it out.
He's gonna make you hijack a plane and take it up. But he's thinking that you can fly though, Zach. So, by the way, Spider, you don't want to go with Zach because Zach with the crazy beard, every time we go to the airport, he gets strip
yeah.
searched. They take
Yeah,
him
you
to
do
the
look
back
like
room.
Al-Qaeda a little bit.
Yeah, he comes out like he's like, "Oh my God, they strip searched me back there, and it was 40 minutes."
They
and
always
stuff."
want to do that, and they're like, "Do you want a private room?" I'm like, "No, let's do it right here."
That's how I am. Let's just get it over with.
Yeah.
So your show has a lot of different aspects to it, and you kind of have some keynote speakers.
Mhm.
You have special events. You have education. You've added a lot of things this year.
Mhm.
So can we do a breakdown of all those things? I know that you have a
Yeah.
keynote. Who's your keynote speaker this year?
So our keynote speaker is a gentleman named Anthony Robles, and he is an NCAA wrestling champion, but he was born with one leg. So he became a wrestling champion, an SB winner. He just has a really great story. So he is going to give some motivation and some inspiration to pump up the crowd on that Monday morning.
That is awesome. Now that's Monday at what time?
That is Monday at 9:15.
At 9:15.
And then that goes till about 10:15, and then we will open the doors to the expo hall at 10:30.
What else do you guys have?
So,
me
was that-
next?
oh, no, I was going to
There-
say, was
there-
that my voice? Yeah. So,
There's a couple of things that I'm excited to talk about
yeah. So,
that I'm going to brag about.
yeah. So so on the floor, again, we want people, and especially, I mean, you guys are attending, but for our exhibitors as well, it's always a trick to keep people on the floor and exploring. So we want to add in lots of different features and things that help people stay on the floor. So, starting with the easiest, we've got park spaces where you can plop down, take a call, charge your phone, eat a snack, have a conversation with a friend. You don't have to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you can, sit down and get yourself sorted. You mentioned the women's area. We've got a women's networking area. And, rather than try to create another women's group, we knew a lot of the industry organizations already have them. A lot of exhibitors have women's initiatives. And so we've created this space, and it's kind of Megan's baby. So maybe I'll let her take this one. Do you want to take it over?
Sure. Do you want to
Blossom and Lead?
Do you want to touch on the welcome party first?
Sure.
And
Okay,
then we'll
so-
hop to Blossom and Lead.
Okay. So yeah. So
Hop to blossom and
and
lead.
lead,
I
yeah.
love it.
yeah. So it's exciting. It's. I'm looking forward to that one. So the welcome party. We are having the welcome party at Resorts World in one of their nightclub/day clubs. So the IU Day Club is a pool lounge, very cool space. We'll have a DJ. We'll have some mermaids swimming around. More food, more beverages than last year, and it's going to be exciting. Be a lot of fun. It'll be outdoors, and
Can I jump
wait.
in for
Yeah.
just a second?
yeah,
I
you've
go-
seen it.
Because she's like explaining it, but I'm going to say a little bad word here, Zach. This place is like badass. Like, so first of all, let me backtrack and thank you for allowing
Yeah.
me to go up and
Yeah.
meet with you guys and kind of look at the space. And you were
Mhm.
so gracious that you're like, hey, we're going to go look at the welcome party. Would you like to come? And of course, me,
Yeah.
right, Zach? I'm like, yeah. So, Zach, this place, so you have the Conrad Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel. You have their nightclub, which is freaking humongous. And
Yeah.
then you have their regular pool area for the guests, for the hotel guests, which is separate. This is not part of that. And then you know how all the hotels up there have like those day clubs where there's pools and DJ areas and all that kind of stuff. This is where this welcome party is going to be. And you walk into this place, and I swear it seems like an oasis, and it's perfectly fitting for the welcome party.
I thought so.
Because you have all these pools. Zach, you walk in, and there's all these cabanas everywhere. There's palm trees everywhere. It feels like you're in this tropical desert resort type thing. And then when you make a left, all you see is that big glass banner up at the top, and through the entire back, Zach, all you see is cabanas, private cabanas, all the way up through the top like that. And so before you get into there, you go in, you have this big, huge screen on the wall, which I'm kind of dying to see what you guys do with that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go through, they'll check your bags, they do all that. You make a right down that hall. And then there's this big, huge bar, Spider. You would love this. You walk in, and it's this round room, and the bar is round, and they have a round LCD screen up on the ceiling. It's not square, it's round. It's like a circle.
It's pretty cool.
And that holds about 150 people, right? And then from there, they have the doors that lead out into this spectacular space that they have out there. And I mean, the place lit up at night, Zach, is just absolutely gorgeous. And the fact that you guys, and I'm going to make fun of you guys a little bit, the fact that you guys did your welcome party that you did last year, and all of a sudden you guys are coming swinging for the fence with this welcome party and mermaids and the space. And I know for sure that you guys are dropping a lot of money into this event. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the cost of our event at Alley 66. Okay. So I mean, this welcome party is going to be spectacular. I'm dying to go to it. So what made you guys go through that drastic of a change? Because again, I'm going to come back to the same thing.
Sure.
Every convention, we kind of do the same thing every year over and over and over again. And this is why I'm excited with you guys that you guys are like breaking all the rules.
Well, I mean, we wanted to level up the fun factor, right? We want, most shows do have a welcome party, and people breeze through it. If we're going to invest in it, I want people to hang out, stay, meet people. And we felt like, let's go big. We're in Vegas. Let's do a Vegas thing and create a destination. And one of the nice things about the location as well is when the party is over, you spill out into the Resorts World district area. There's lots of restaurants. There's lots of meetup locations. More than a few times, I've had both exhibitors and attendees tell me, wow, when we're in Vegas, it feels so spread out. I don't run into my friends in the lobby. And so we've been focused on trying to find ways to make Vegas feel small, feel more intimate for our group. And they're supposed to be, we'll see. They're supposed to be rolling out the red carpet for our attendees. You'll see signs, you'll see drink specials, you'll see lots of reasons to stay and hang out. And you don't need to be overwhelmed with where do I make dinner reservations or can I go to the Strip if F1 is happening? So we want to be able to give people lots of things to do. That was a long answer to a very simple question.
And thank you, Lion Financial, for sponsoring the welcome party.
They're sponsoring the welcome party?
Yeah,
they are. Yep.
Thank you, Lion.
Thank you.
Wow, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. We're going to have to give them some props. That is
pretty cool of them. But as Kris mentioned, we realize being in Vegas, it's easy to walk outside of the building, and then you're in Vegas, and it's super walkable, easy to get a cab. It's kind of easy to leave, and we want to make it really hard for people to leave.
Yes.
So create these spaces, like a big expo floor, like the classrooms, like the welcome party. Stop by the welcome party. Stop by, and then you still have an entire evening because it ends at 8.
Yep.
To go dinner, go dancing, go get drinks, do whatever you want to do in Vegas.
Oh, and don't you were talking about all the different spaces. What about the truck?
Oh yes, Heritage is bringing their tailgate truck, and so they are going to be parked outside having a tailgate party.
Where are they? Where are they bringing their truck?
Gonna be on
the west side entrance.
Yep.
To the convention center?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. It'll be there for the whole show.
Yep. So I'm standing in front of the convention center. There's the beautiful entrance right there. They're going to be over there to the left.
Yes.
Yep.
So
On the
right,
west
right,
kind of by where the loop drops
the loop
off.
is right there.
Mhm.
Yep. And if you've not ridden the loop, you should definitely
Oh,
give it a shot.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did it for the first time with Chris when I went over
Yeah.
there. That was very cool. That was kind of a little bit of a highlight. I was like recording the going through. Zach, you kind of go underground. It's that Elon Musk tunnel thing with the Teslas.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's very cool. So, so for everybody listening, trust me, if there's a welcome party that you're going to want to go to, this is it.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're going to be there. Zach, John, and I are going to be there for sure. So,
And there was a special guest, right? King Triton was going to make an appearance.
I
We're good.
requested Aquaman and I got denied.
But we
And
do have some very special mermaid friends. That'll be
we got
there.
some mermaids. So we joke around with
Yeah.
John that John is King Triton and that we were
Do you
going to throw him
wanna-
in the pool over
do you
there.
Where's John? Is John?
I'm gonna
Can-
he's not here. I'm gonna volunteer him.
Can you get him we'll pay for the costume
Yeah, we will.
if he wants to do
Yes.
that. Like, I mean, there is this, that space
Uh-huh.
in front of the DJ booth,
Yeah.
like that has that,
Uh-huh.
part that kind of juts into the pool. We could put a throne there. He could be
He could be
right there.
right there. I love it. So, John, you're not here, so we volunteered you, my friend. So you are King Triton in the costume. We're going to have somebody call
Yep.
you to be able to measure that costume and get you dressed. So,
Yep.
ladies, I want to continue the conversation. I want to get into a lot of the other things that you're doing. I want to talk about the education. I want to talk about some of the other things.
Mhm.
I want to also talk and do a deep dive into kind of what you're doing with the Health Aquatic Convention. What is it
World
called?
Aquatic
World Aquatic Health Conference.
Yep.
I want to talk about that and ask you guys a couple of questions on that. So let's do this. Let's take a word from our sponsors. When we come back, look at that. Uh-oh, the chat is starting to blow up with King Triton.
I love it. I'm serious.
Poor John. Yes, Michael, we will do that. See, even Steve Barnes sounds like, now that sounds like a plan to me.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
So when we come back, we will continue.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are talking to Kris.
Hello.
We're talking to our friend Megan.
Hello.
And our boy Zacharias, all the way out in Houston.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Go Rangers.
Oh, you just hurt Zach.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Sorry.
Zach doesn't. Zach, by the way, Zach doesn't even know what that means.
No.
Spider, what do you think about that, Spider? He has no idea what that means.
I get that, man. You're out here making money. You don't have time for entertainment.
So, Zach, just to let you know, the Rangers are playing the Astros, and
we took game 1 last night.
they made the Astros look bad last night. So, anyways, Zach it still goes over his head. He's like, is that the one that they do with the first down or the goal kind of thing? So
Yeah, I am not a sports guy.
Zach, you and me both. I love attending, but I don't really follow any particular sport or team too closely.
Nothing.
I like them all.
Yeah. Are you a Dallas fan?
Sure. I'm a fan of everybody.
What about
sports.
you? What
Go
about
sports.
you, Megan? I have a feeling Megan's is like a sports girl.
My favorite Dallas team is the Mavericks.
Uh-huh.
So I like following basketball.
Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been a
Gotcha.
fan of theirs for a long time. I remember that when we worked together previously.
Yeah.
Big Mavs fan.
You follow any football? Not too much?
Not too much.
No.
I'll have it on
Mm.
in the background on Sundays, but
But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dallas is a love-hate relationship with the Dallas Cowboys, and last week was not a good week. So, yeah. So, anyways, so let's continue our conversation.
Yeah.
So we talk about the welcome party, which I think is going to be a highlight of the show. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
So what else do you guys have going on?
So, our partner PHTA is, throwing some really cool events. They're going to have their awards ceremony on Sunday night. Genesis has their winemaker celebration dinner as well.
It's actually this year. It's a 25th anniversary.
That's right.
It's a reception.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So
Should be a
congratulations
lot of fun.
to Genesis.
25 years already?
Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
I did not know that it was that old. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, as Kris mentioned earlier, we are co-locating the World Aquatic Health Conference this year with the Pool Spa Patio and Deck Show. So folks can come in, they can go to the World Aquatic Health Conference, and then similar to having, attended y'all's boot camp, once they are done with the World Aquatic Health Conference, they can go walk the floor, see all the vendors, and then get some of that show floor education as well. But World Aquatic Health, it skews more commercial, but there's going to be tracks on, water quality, chemistry, drowning prevention. So there's a certain pool pro or service pro that I think it'll be really impactful for.
I love it. I love it. What else do you guys have?
Well, we've got lots of education happening in the classrooms, but we also have quite a few things going on the expo floor. So Genesis has their solution center. There's going to be some live hands-on demos. there. We've got an expo stage with exhibitor-presented seminars. We've got an outdoor living stage. And then new for this year, and again, talk about trying something new, and we'll see how it goes. We're calling it Year Zero for this, but it's the Retail Innovation Zone.
Okay.
So really putting a special space together to both talk about and educate on retail, space design, merchandising tips, all of that, but then also build a store, a store of the future that you can actually walk through and see some of these things in practice. So that's going to be exciting. Do you want to talk about the panels?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We brought back power panels.
Nice.
So the last time we had power panels was in 2019. So we are bringing them back this year. So if you have attended it with us before, you will recognize them. It used to be a keynote basically on the first day of the show. They are now included as part of the conference program. And we will have 4 different ones, all taking place on different days and different times. So you could go to all of them if you wanted to. Speaking of community and seeing if you're a builder, see what the service pros are up to. If you're a service pro, see what everyone else is up to.
Yep.
If I had to name all of the moderators and panelists right now, I don't think I could. I know you were on the service panel.
I was just going to say, I know the name of one person.
Yes.
Edgar De Jesus.
Yes.
Well, and what's interesting, we don't need to remember them all because the mobile app is it live?
It is
it's
live.
Going live. So the mobile app's live. If you downloaded it last year, you just need to update it. And if you didn't, you should download it because all of these things are in there, so you can see what's happening and who's speaking.
But the power panels are cool. They're exactly what they say they are. We're going to have a moderator and some panelists. People can come into the room, ask questions. The moderator can ask questions and keep those conversations going and just see, where's building going in the next 2 or 3 years? What are going to be the trends that we see in service in the next 2 and 3 years? What are people worried about? What do they need solutions for? What are they challenged by? And these power panels will be a really cool opportunity for those attendees to ask some superstars of the pool world what's going on.
Don't look at me as this. Don't look at me and say that.
I was talking about, is Steve still on?
Yeah, he's still on.
Okay, Steve's
actually
our moderator.
Steve is our... So, Steve, you were supposed to be here today. Where are you? So, I know that we're going to do the service one. Steve will be the moderator. Javier Payan will be there. And then our friend Michael Kraus will be there on there as well. And he's on here. Big shout out to you, Michael. I know that you're listening out there. Shout out to you, brother.
Hello.
So,
gosh, we've got other things too. We've got the
Let's hop back to Blossom and Lead.
Oh, yes, Blossom and Lead. I almost stole Megan's thunder, but I'm so excited about it. But it really was her baby, and so I feel like we were even talking about it last year, not this exact iteration of it, but that we were.
So I think it's something that we have grown. Last year, what it was we wanted to, going off of the women's event that we had with Pool Nation last year, is to continue that space and continue building spaces for women to come together. And so I think last year at the time, it was just a little room, a little classroom before the welcome party of like, hey, come in as part of the welcome party, get like a glass of wine, sit and talk. And I think it was like maybe, a dozen or so women at the table. And we have a much bigger table this year.
Yes, we do.
So Blossom and Lead, and kind of recognizing, as Kris mentioned, there's all these incredible women in the industry, and there's all these incredible groups where they're already coming together. A lot of our vendors and manufacturers have, great DEI initiatives. So again, creating that space for women on the floor, we are calling it Blossom and Lead. So there's going to be, so you can blossom and you can lead.
Yeah.
But bringing people together, and there's going to be sessions now. So can I say badass?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So we got some badass women who are going to be leading and co-leading sessions. So our friend Megan Kendrick.
Yes.
She's going to be co-leading a session. Deb Martin, who is up for Pool Girl of the Year, she is also going to be co-leading a session. So we have some really cool things put together for women who just want to learn, want to meet each other, want to network. And then our final session on Tuesday is going to be a happy hour and bouquet building extravaganza.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Love it.
Mhm.
I just love everything that you guys are doing with the show and all the different, and that's huge, right? And I think one of the things that I enjoy the most is exactly what you were saying is like, you know, you don't have to go and create another women's networking event, right? But you give them what we talk about, that safe space, right? Create a space for them to be able to kind of come in and create and be part of that. So I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, Zach, I know that you wanted to ask a question next. Can I jump in and ask one question really quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, education. So you
Yes.
guys have a lot of education on the docket this year.
Mhm.
A lot. To me, it seems like a lot more than last year. I could be wrong, but can you talk about a little bit of the education and maybe some of the classes that you guys have going on?
Yeah, so on the education, we met with our fantastic advisory board earlier this spring. And again, this was the first time that we had met in person as an education advisory board since before the pandemic. So we brought everyone into Dallas. We all got into like a conference room and we just started to go through, here's all the submissions that we have for presentations. We need to narrow this down. And one of the things that came out of that meeting was, multiple people on our advisory board saying things like, gosh, if this had been submitted, 2 or 3 years ago, it probably would have gotten in. It's not going to get in this year because of the high quality of education that we're seeing from all these fantastic instructors who are coming in. And so we span across 8 tracks: builder, service, retail, decking. We have 2 new tracks this year. One of them is technology innovation, and the other one is leadership and career development. So bringing in kind of, again, those new things of, we recognize that the pool and deck pros, those are things that are where the industry is going. There's all this new, AI technology and AR technology for pool building. In addition to the leadership and career development, is you're probably running a business, or you're probably in a business if you're out there as a pool pro. So again, we just want to make sure that you have the education that you need, that you can take home, maybe just like a little nugget that you can take back to, the field or the office, or tell your colleagues or bring your colleagues.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, Steve is over here going, I am in the Aquastar lab, and giving shout out to everybody. Look at that. He's in his lab listening to us.
Yay.
I love it.
And
I gotta say, the leadership and development one sounds pretty awesome. I think that's the track that I'd be going on.
Yep.
I think that'll be cool. Very concentrated on, running a business, talent acquisition, getting to the next step in your career.
Well, we look across our demographic and our demographics, and you have some people that work for big established companies, but you have a lot of people that have started their own business, or they've grown, or they've got a successful service business. Now they're thinking about getting into building, and and we have a lot of multi-generational family businesses. So trying to look at our audience broadly and figure out, what do they really need and how can we be that?
Yeah, and some of those cross, right? So you're talking about talent acquisition, and you might have the service pro that's looking at that, and the builder and the retailer, and everybody else. So those are great.
I care about that. Everyone needs that. Anybody that's
in that situation.
Yeah, it's such a huge piece that I don't think a lot of people, I mean, even me, we had this idea to start the Pool Boys, grow a company. It was like the last thing I was thinking about was having to deal with, recruiting and onboarding and retaining and being a leader. Like, I was probably the farthest thing from a leader when I started this. And there is a lot of tactic to it, and a lot of learning. Like, I don't know that most of us are natural leaders. So to have, programs or tracks that you can go on to try to learn that, if you're going to grow your business and your motivation is to grow a company, like, it's all going to hinge on people. And so this is something that at some point or another in your growth journey, you're going to have to learn. And I just think that's super cool that to have access to that kind of learning for those professionals out there.
Great. Well, and we're also being really deliberate about tracking the success of these different programs too. And we've already been reporting back to our committee about what seems to be trending and which courses people seem to be most excited about, because what we want to be able to do at the end of the show is say, hey, we presented this slate of things. What stuck? What didn't? Where, hey, this one was really popular. Let's do more of that. I'm sure that seems obvious and everybody does that. But me being new, I'm trying to figure out, okay, these are all the things we threw at the wall.
Right.
Here's what stuck.
Here's what stuck, and here's why it stuck, and that's a good reason for it to stick. So let's do it again.
So let's make more spaghetti next year.
Yes. So data.
Yeah.
How about that?
I love data.
Metrics, KPIs.
And it's got to be, again, for us, it's very easy to look at the show
Yeah.
and at the end of the day go, hey, that was a success, right? But there's so much behind the scenes, and because you are looking at it as that campus, right?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
the data is different for everything, right? The service data is going to look very different than the retail, than the builder, and I think people just kind of don't understand how much work goes into pulling off an event like this. And then you start talking about 140,000 square feet. You start talking about welcome parties and all the education, and then the women's. I mean, there's so many different events going on. I just want everybody to really kind of get a grasp that to put one of these puppies together is not an easy feat. And I say it every year to you guys. I don't know how you do it, because all we've done this year is the boot camp, which is just the 2 days, and the awards. And to me, it feels like, I took heat this week, Zach, from my kids. They're like, oh my God, Dad, you've been so zoned into that Pool Nation thing. And I'm like, and it's only that little bit of an event, with that big of a beast that you guys have going.
We have a great team.
We do. I feel super excited.
Yeah. So let's super excited. There you go.
That just naturally came out now.
See?
Yeah.
Now
no,
you're
it does.
gonna be
It does
stuck.
take a village, and maximizing everybody's talents. So I think we're very lucky.
All right, Zach.
There's one more event, right?
Which is the other event, Zach? I'll let you talk about the other event.
So we have the 3rd annual Pool Nation Awards.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that'll be on Tuesday, November 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. And they'll be at the convention center in room W326. So we're super excited
Damn,
for that.
I even forgot that.
I can't forget about it because
Well, I
it's
didn't
all
think
that the buzz right now between us three. So and then also the apparel is black tie. So make sure that you dress up, and
It's always fun.
we're going to go through all the categories. You're going to have your amazing MC Megan hosting the event.
He's passing on the buck.
It's okay. It's okay.
If we can get Triton, I can.
Right?
Yeah, we can do a trade.
Maybe we could do a swap.
We can do a trade. We're doing a
I'll sign on that deal for you.
Zach,
Don't even got to talk to John. He's
Zach,
done.
this is in your best interest that you kind of get this trade going. Are you ready to throw some cash into the show?
Yeah. So we have the awards, and then after the awards, we've got something new this year, and that's going to be the HASA after party. I know we've been talking about it. I think this is going to be extremely awesome, and the times are
10:30 to 12:30.
10:30 to 12:30, past my bedtime, but I will be making a special appearance this year and staying up late. So I'm looking forward to that.
You
Now,
don't want to miss it.
Are you guys going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're going?
Oh yeah.
You going?
I am. I got my dress picked out. I'm
Oh,
excited.
nice.
Yep.
And then I already told Laura she didn't have an option. She had to go.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
she'll be there.
So, so we have some other spots for you guys
Yay.
to go to the event.
Yeah, if we can fit. I know it's sold out or near sold out. Is it sold
It's
out?
sold out.
It's sold out.
So,
If you can, I mean,
but
maybe I can get in through the back.
If you live
side door.
you can go work, pretend you're working.
I'll be one of the servers.
Yeah.
I'll just be out there passing meatballs to everybody.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we
my
are
gown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are sold out. And here's the challenge for everybody that's listening: is it's not an issue of just being able to add more people. It's a capacity issue. That's their capacity, 250.
And a safety issue too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they literally say we will count 250, and everybody else needs to stand in the hallway until somebody leaves and somebody else can come back in. So we're doing everything in our power to really just kind of stick to that 250 for those people that are coming. So if you haven't been able to book for the after party, unfortunately at this stage it's sold out. We won't be able to kind of accommodate everything. Not that that's an issue, right? The first two, I honestly thought we would end up with 250 people at the awards and maybe like 200 people that would go to the after party. Yeah. And it's literally been like almost everybody wants to go to the after party.
Yeah.
And then
congratulations to you guys, because in when we first did this in 21, I remember one of my first memories of us, Edgar, was us looking in what was kind of a sad ballroom at first on the day of. And then we were like, oh, no, this ain't going to work. We got to get the bougie ballroom at Kay Bailey. And so I think what 11th hour decision to move us from like a basement classroom to the bougie ballroom. And look how far y'all come. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big piece of creating events and experiences. It's like you want people to feel a certain way when they leave. And if you know how you want them to feel, then you can really think about, what does that space look like? What does that experience feel like?
Right. And again, Megan, you were awesome, because that day we came to you and we're like, oh, we can't do this down here. Like, we can't, and she's like, I got this. Don't worry. Go do what you're going to do. I'll call you in a little bit. And about 30 minutes later, my cell phone rings and she's like, come on over. And we walk over into the ballroom and I'm like, wow. I was like a little kid, Zach. I'm like, wow. And remember the ceiling lights matched the Pool Nation blue. Like she just awesome. Like decked it all out. So it was amazing.
But there were like 100, 115 people at that one?
Yeah, we thought we would have 70 for the first one. We ended up with 120 people. And then last year we thought we were going to do about 200. We ended up close to where we are today, 200. So right now I think we sit at 276.
Wow.
We can only go to about 300. So I think Zach's going to have to figure. Zach, no pressure, buddy, but you better MC this really well so people want to come back next year.
I told you. That's all I can say is I told you. I warned you. So
let's sink the ship, Zach.
Oh, you have a lot of faith in me. So, so kind of moving on, one thing that we talked about last year, and I think it's really important, is kind of painting a picture for maybe someone who's never attended the show, or maybe they've been to, one show before. What can they expect when making that first trip?
Well, one thing that we saw that we changed up in registration this year is it used to be when you registered and you got what's called the Super Pass, which is access to all the classrooms. You had to pick which classes you were going to go to at the time of registration. And we thought, well, if I pick something now, I might change my mind in 3 months. So we are not forcing people in registration to pick which classes they want to go to, which means you can get on site and make your decision in the moment, go with, where your friends are, or maybe we've added something since you registered that you really want to go to. So I would highly encourage everyone who is attending to download the mobile app. You can search Pool Spa Patio Deck in your store, and it'll be there. If you have it from last year, just please go into your store and update it. But once you sign in, we have this tool called My Show Planner. And for anything that you picked in the registration process, it will sync over and automatically update your schedule. But you can also update it within the app and pick which classes you want to go to, pick which exhibitors you want to go to. The thing that I like to compare it to is going to the grocery store. If I sit down and I think, okay, I can go into the grocery store and try to remember I need, milk, eggs, mayonnaise, and cheese slices or something like that. But if I sit down and I make a list and think, I'm going to make grilled cheese sandwiches, I need bread and butter and mayonnaise, and I'm going to throw some srirachas, on there. And if I make a list of what I want to do, it's going to be so much easier for me to go through and attend the show and get what I want out of it. So I highly encourage anyone, whether you do it in the app or whether you do it on the palm of your hand or a scratch piece of paper, is think about what your goals are. Do you want to meet vendors? Do you want to get educated? Do you want to find a new supplier? You just want to network with folks and see all your friends. That's totally fine. Do what you do. You do you, boo-boo. but just have a goal and then backtrack into that and make a plan for that of everything you want to do and plan out your day.
You know what? I was just thinking about too. You know, the app is great and everything's in it, but one of the things Megan spends a ton of her time on is the digital guide that's out on the website. And so a lot of times, what I'll do when I'm attending an event is I want to see those schedules, that guide, all in one place on my laptop. Then I can, use that to help me dig in and find what I want on the app. But both of those resources are available and they match. So you should, if you're looking at one or the other, it should have all the
grammar
information.
nerd made sure they matched.
Yes, she's really good. She's great at that. But now I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here, like I do. Megan knows it. So I'm going to a big industry event next week. Or tomorrow, this week. And it is incredibly overwhelming. And so I like to sometimes put myself in the shoes of an attendee and go to things because it's real easy for us to be like, oh, well, you just do this and you go here and you pick a class and then you go to this party. So I'm experiencing it for myself. What am I really trying to get out of this? How do I manage my time? And, we won't have this year, but we have talked about it. Being able to create some for lack of a better term, personas. Who are you and what are you interested in? And then here's a little roadmap, cheat sheet, toolkit that you can use if you don't want to go through the whole thing yourself, of things that might be of interest to you. And so this particular show this week has that, and I was blown away by it. I filled out a short survey and it spit out a roadmap. But anyway, I think our team, as a team, we try to go be the people that we're building this experience for so that we can feel what it feels like to be them and then make it a lot easier for them to find what they need and get the most out of our event. I'll throw this out there. If you're listening and you want some help picking some courses, give us a call. Happy to help guide you in the right direction. I say we aren't going to get to it this year, but maybe we will. We were thinking of having some printouts that, in registration, you can grab a sheet. I'm a service pro. Here's some things you should check out. Maybe we can work on doing something that you can provide to your students.
Yeah. That'd be great. And I love it. I think it's a great idea, right?
Yeah.
And you get those that will fill it out and kind of get a good idea of what it is. Especially for your show. I mean, because you offer so many different things that I think for somebody that's new, they could just show up and maybe they just show up for the floor and they kind of get overwhelmed because there's so many people, but there's so many other aspects to it that you could take advantage of. So now let me backtrack a little bit. So you guys do the education, and your education is always what you guys call pre-conference.
So there's a couple different types of education at the show. So there is pre-conference. So that we kind of includes y'all's the Pool Nation boot camp, but we also work with our partners Genesis and PHTA, and they put together these 2-day, 3-day long classes that are super intensive. That'll run through Friday through Sunday. And it might be a day-long class. It might be a 3-day-long class. But after that, that's when we get into what we call the core conference. So the core conference is going to be on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the show. And the classes will be in the morning from 8 to 9 or 9:15 to 10:15. And then once those classes end, you can go out onto the show floor. And then we'll also have an extra education block on Monday and Tuesday from 1 to 2. Again, keep people in the building. Bring your lunch to that. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. And again, some of I could totally see it. There's classes that are going to take, right? We do a financial business class. That's a whole day, right? That kind of takes somebody out of pocket for that entire day. But that what you call that pre-conference with those classes is perfect. It's get in here, do those high intense classes, the building that takes 2 or 3 days, and then you have access to the conference classes. I know we haven't talked about this, but for everybody that's attending, can we talk really quick? Because I think we never talk about it, but at the convention center right there, there's an entire food court down there. So it's not like people are coming to the convention center And you have to do one of two things: either go off property, or get the terrible food cart food that are the pre-made salads and sandwiches that are made. But they have a full food court, right?
They do.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a full food court, and they also do have really good food on those carts. I will say because it's been a mission of the Las Vegas Convention Center to have healthy, good quality food on site, because as a show promoter, you don't want anybody leaving.
Right.
But yeah, so there's a food court. A lot of our exhibitors are going to be providing snack breaks and some different things on site, but there is one exception. That Bagel Mania place. It's very close.
Oh, that place is phenomenal.
It's so good. I mean,
come back. Y'all
Zach.
promise me come back
yes,
to the
if you
floor.
go there, come back. But they will also
bring me
deliver. You can get it to go. It's actually even better almost to get it to go because I don't know. I like that place.
So I've walked up and down 1,000 times and I never stopped. And we went in and we ordered to go. Zach, it's a good like 9.5 out of a 10. I mean, it's that good.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to go, but you'll have to get ready to eat some carbs, Zach.
I know. You do this to me every time.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I get the sandwich, but I just eat the inside of it. I think I got.
There we go.
What was it?
You and I shared a sandwich.
Yeah,
last
and
time.
I didn't eat that. I didn't eat the bread.
We got a pastrami sandwich.
Yes, I just eat the pastrami out of it.
It was really good.
And bring your own water bottle because we will have water bubblers all around the floor.
It's very dry.
Water bubblers, as in a pool water bubbler?
Damn,
you
that'd
take
be
water
the
from the
dream.
pool?
Can someone invent that?
Just scoop it out of
just
the
scoop it out.
spas
It's
as you're
fine.
walking by.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It's clean because of
Tricky
all
one.
the service pros.
There you go.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be testing.
Safe and healthy water. What the water fountain bubblers thing with the thing that you
That's
put
what they're
on top
called.
of the thing.
With the thing on the thing on the thing?
And you do the little lever.
Yep.
Yes. So
Bubblers. That is what they're called.
They're called bubblers?
Yeah, because it bubbles up.
And
when
they're
the water
just
comes out.
stations and you just kind of...
Yeah, they'll be all over. Yep.
and stay hydrated. That's my other tip for
bring some-
attendees. Please
bring
stay
some-
hydrated.
Lip stuff too.
Lip balm.
There's
very dry.
I don't know if it happens to you guys, but I get dehydrated every time because I don't
Yes.
drink enough water.
Yes.
Right?
They have these
Every
great little
time.
mini humidifiers that you can get for your hotel room. They do make a big difference.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll have lots of water stations. So bring your refillable bottle and
Save the turtles.
What kind of coffee are they going to have?
oh gosh,
What kind of coffee would you like?
yeah,
You know me, I'm picky.
you are picky.
I'm
You
picky.
you want wait. Do you do the pour over? No,
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino. That's
Cappuccino.
right.
Zach's
Yeah.
the pour over guy. He's
Okay.
the fancy.
I didn't
I'm
think so.
simple.
Yeah.
I'm drip coffee. I'm simple. I will say, like, you guys, like, all jokes aside, like, drink water because
Yeah,
you don't
you do.
realize
Yeah.
it. It's a big floor. There's a lot of walking. You're moving around, and it's easy to just get into the like one coffee after another coffee and an energy drink, and then by the end of the day, you start to just kind of feel not so well. So that is my mission this year, is to make sure that I'm drinking more water.
We have a sustainability partner in a company called Fill It Forward,
Mhm.
and we will have some of these cool refillable water bottles. We're trying. This is another one of those things we're trying out this year, and I might be able to get you guys one.
I
But
saw that.
um,
That was Donovan, right?
yeah, it has a QR code on it,
Uh-huh.
and every time you refill it, you scan the QR code with your phone, and they make a donation to some clean water initiatives. And there's a leaderboard; you can earn points. But it's a nice, like, thick, reusable water bottle. So
That's very cool.
we may be able to drop some.
Sneak
of those
y'all
off.
some.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We
check
have
it
a
out.
limited supply this year, but we're actually going to be, giving them out.
That is
Mhm.
awesome.
Mhm.
Now we will have a charging station at our booth too, so people can come out, hang
Hang
out,
out.
Good
sit
hangout
down.
spot.
Yes, hang out
Ours-
on the floor.
Ours becomes a big hangout spot. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've
Mhm.
walked through our booth,
Yeah.
but everybody's just hanging out and having a big chit chat,
Good.
conversation
That's what it's
type thing.
for.
So absolutely. So we have a great time. Last question before we take a word from our sponsors. Can you guys talk about some of the vendors that are going to be there?
Sure. There's
You know what?
Aquastar. We're
Here's
There's a lot.
what we're going to do. Normally, we come back and take a word from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to let you guys think about that because I threw a curveball at you there at the last second. Think about it
There's
when we come back.
400.
I know. That's why I'm like.
I don't want anybody to feel left out.
Yeah, I guess I should have thought about that. Dang it.
But yes, we do have some. We can talk about some of our big sponsors and.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, Spider, let's take a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will answer that question and then get some final thoughts.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add reoccurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double-locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live Podcast. We're talking to Kris. We're talking to Megan about the International Pool and Spa Show. That's going to be November 10th through the 15th in Las Vegas, and we're all going. And if you're a listener and you're not going, you're going to miss out a lot. That's all I got to say, right?
FOMO, FOMO.
But they're going to have some major FOMO.
Major FOMO.
So we were, when we went to break, we're sitting here talking and like,
Oh,
there were so many
Oh,
other
no,
things
we
that were like,
missed
oh
stuff.
no,
we forgot
gotta
about
talk
this.
about
We forgot
so.
about that.
So, what other things are there for the show that we haven't covered?
Okay,
Gosh.
so one of my favorite sessions is the $1 Million Pool Design Challenge that is co-led by our friend Mike Farley.
Mhm.
So one of the things that happens here is we put out a call for designs early in the year, and we get some really amazing pool builders who submit their designs to a certain challenge that meets certain criteria. And so the finalists have been chosen and notified. Congrats to all the finalists. And so what will happen is they will come in and present their ideas on, this is how we solve this challenge. This is how we went through this scenario. And it's a really good learning experience, mostly for builders to be able to, look at the scenario or look at the challenge and see how it was solved by some really badass designers. And then there's live voting that happens. So anyone who's in the session will be able to vote on the scenario that one of the finalists came up with. And then right then and there, the finalist is going to get a $10,000 check. So thank you, Riverflow, for sponsoring our first place winner.
Yeah, and new for this year, another new for this year, we're going to have a little cabana for them at our welcome party. So the night before you find out who wins, if you're at the welcome party, you can come by and meet the 5 finalists and talk with them and see what they were thinking when they put it together.
That's
Very cool.
very cool. Love that.
Then we've also got the innovative product awards. This is a little bit of an update to the
Product showcase
we did last year.
Mhm.
So we've now got some online voting happening, and it will also still have a product showcase on the show floor
Mhm.
with some live voting, and we'll be awarding those awards. But if you're looking for new and innovative products,
They're
that's,
there. Yeah,
that's
we had.
where
I
you
think
can find them
we had 1,000 people who passed through this area
last year.
last year. Is how many
Wow.
people we scanned who came in, and
Mhm.
you can come up to the products. If you're strong enough, pick them up.
Yeah.
If it's if you can't pick up,
Walk
a
around
hot
them.
tub.
Yeah.
But see them, touch them, lick them if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
was
a
gonna
really
say
good
smell 'em,
chance
but
to
okay.
get up
Yeah.
and close with the product. Do they taste good? That's a
Yeah.
criteria. Is get up close to these products and see them all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
That is very cool. Love that. I do have Donovan over here going, look at that
God.
Megan being a badass.
Thank you, Donovan.
Yeah. And then our friend Michael wants us to remember that we lived off of Dunkin' Donuts coffee last year at the last
Oh,
year's
yes, that's
event.
I
right.
did not forget.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, that's part of the cool thing about going to Vegas is there's not that many Dunkins that are in the DFW area. There's not one
No,
close
right.
to where I am, so that's why I like going to Vegas because I get the Dunkin'.
yep.
Dunkin' Donuts.
So that was our major coffee thing, but we had a big running joke because none of the hotels have coffee.
Well,
And they have
not the real coffee, not
Well,
the
no,
coffee
no,
that you like.
In-room coffee.
Oh, right. Yeah, they don't have the
have
in-room.
in-room
They don't want you
coffee.
to. They don't.
No, it makes
They
sense.
don't want you to be in your room.
Hey,
know, it's
I get it.
I
I'd
get
be
it.
like, get rid of the coffee makers. 2 things: expense
Yes.
upstairs, management, and all that, and then let the people go downstairs and spend the
That's
money.
True.
So it's a big running joke with
Yep.
us and Zach and John because we live off. They live off of the 5-hour energies and the things.
I see.
So John is all 5-hour energies and all those drinks. Zach divides. He'll do some coffee and then some energy drink, and I just do coffee. So you kind of have the spectrum. So, but anyways,
Keeping it simple.
yep.
Mhm.
So
So-
is there anything else that we have not talked about? I do have to say, Zach, as we were on this, I got an email we were trying to finalize a photographer and videographer for the award. So I just got the email. So that's done. So one more thing on my list, Zach.
Nice.
So
Let's get that dopamine hit. Just cross that off the list.
yes,
Oh my
right? Doesn't it
Yes.
feel good? It's
Feels
like
so good.
oh my God. I'm almost at the finish line. I've got 2 things left to just be able to go.
You
I'm
know,
done. Let me get it ready for the show.
Sometimes I write shit down. Sorry, stuff down. Just like cross it off. 2 seconds later. Sorry, Mom.
I was gonna say back in the day, my favorite thing about going to an event was packing my box because I knew, there was going to be a day or two between when I packed my box and left the office and I got to show site where it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
I've done as much as I
Yep.
can, and I can't do anything more until I get there and see what we're up against. So it was this calm couple of days before the storm, but now it's not a couple days. Like people can still get, we can still do work. But
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
How nowadays
Yeah.
it's all
You
the
can
way
still
up
do
to
work.
the last minute, and you could do. And the
Mhm.
funny stuff is, even like ordering stuff,
Yeah.
like before it used to be, oh, you need 3 or 4 weeks lead to be able
Yeah.
to get things done. And and we still have plenty of time. We've
Yeah.
had a month, but I had one banner that got messed up, and I'm like, oh, I'm all stressing out. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh yeah, you'll have it next Monday. I'm like, what, really? Like, this used to be something that used to take like 2-3 weeks. And like,
Yeah.
no, you just print them and get them out. So
Yes.
it kind of feels weird because it feels like you could just keep working until that morning that you take the flight. So
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Final reminder, if you are listening and you have not registered yet,
yes,
go to poolspapatio.com, hit that red register button that's in the top right corner on the navigation bar. I do recommend doing this on a desktop. And then once you get to the registration page, pick Expo Pass on, I think it's like the first green drop down, and then enter in promo code Pool Nation, all caps, all one word, and that will get you a free Expo Pass to come and see the floor and the very large floor, including the guys who will have their booth, whose booth number escapes me now, but it's toward the left side of there, and it's going to be awesome. We were talking about that offline. But yeah, so free Expo Pass for Pool Nation listeners.
absolutely. Get out
Yep.
there. For everybody, get out there. Get to the show. Trust
Yes,
me, it's going to
yes.
be a great show. There's going to be a lot of great events. I'm going to that welcome party. I'm gonna post all over social media. Trust me, it's going to be epic, people. Trust me.
Yay.
It's going to be absolutely awesome. So, Zach, let me get your final thoughts.
Well, I'm just going to second that. Don't wait like me. Last minute registrations. Just get out there and do it. But thank you for coming on today. And I'm super excited about the show. I've been going to the show for years, and I always have a really good time. And something that I'll kind of leave everyone with is you're making a big investment to get there. You're taking your personal time, you have travel, you have room. So make sure that you're maximizing on your time there. And we've talked about it today. And there's a lot of great tools and education opportunities. There's a lot of great vendors to see. So be intentional about this. And this is something I like to say is be intentional, operate with purpose. And that's how you're going to maximize what you get out of this show. For me, it was whether we were starting a retail element to our business. I was there on a retail track, taking every class. I'm seeing every vendor, and I had a plan. If I was going to look at, what things could I offer in a store, that was my mission, and I was pre-planned about it. Or if I'm there for business, whatever it is, but just make sure that you take some time. Don't just leave it all up in the air that you're going to get there and kind of walk around. That's fun too, but I guarantee you're going to get a lot more out of it if you are intentional about it.
Absolutely.
Well said.
That's
Absolutely.
great advice.
Yep. And remember, this is one of the places that you are going to go get that education that you need for your business. I mean,
Yep.
You're going to go, you're going to have that sense of community, you're going to meet like-minded people. And here's one thing that happened at the very first show that we went for the first Pool Nation Awards. And we always talk that it's not always in the meeting rooms or the trainings where you learn the things to be able to run your business. So we're all hanging out, and there was one of the girls from Florida, and they do vacation rentals. And there was one of the girls from California that does vacation rentals. And we were close to the bull ride, and we were all out there where you guys had the bull rides at the welcome party. And we're standing out there talking, and we're all in a group. And so one of the girls was having an issue with, I love vacation rentals. I love making money off of them, but I can't take any time off because people rent them all the time. And so our gal from Florida came to her and said, here's the way I do my contracts is I tell them that, yes, I'll do that, but I take vacation. So I'm always going to take these weeks off. If you want that service for those weeks, it's going to cost you extra. And what we do is we contract somebody else to come out for that week and for them to be able to service that pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then the person from California was like, that's brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I
Mhm.
didn't even think about that. And then she turned around and implemented the exact same thing. Most
Perfect.
people told her, I don't need the service, right? But
Yeah.
the ones that did, she charged extra and then had another pool pro that they partnered with. They came out that week, they serviced. So a lot of times it's not just about going and getting something structured in a classroom that
agree.
you're going to learn. It's that
agree.
sense of community and talking to other pool pros. Megan, in these situations, what do? I do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm like, ooh, I like what Chris does. I'm going to implement that.
Yeah.
So, and these are the places where you're going to go learn that, go get those skills. You're going to create that sense of community to where you can also later on call for help.
Yeah, being in the right room with the best people.
Absolutely. So, Kris, Megan, thank you so much for coming out. I know that you guys are so slammed, and the fact that you guys came out today in the middle of the day, I really, really appreciate that. Megan, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us.
Yes,
We
thank you for
absolutely
y'all's partnership.
love
Yeah.
you. Chris, you have been nothing but a fresh a breath of fresh air coming in. I love what you're doing for the show.
Thank you.
The only thing I can tell you is keep doing it. Just keep being different. Keep trying different things. I think that you guys are taking the show in the right direction, and we're just glad to be a little part of it and be able to be there and be present. So,
Well, we absolutely appreciate your support and that you're a part of it because your energy is infectious. So
Very much so.
you know, so
thank you.
love what you're doing too.
We appreciate that. Everybody listening, join me and John on Wednesday on our Instagram Live. Zacharias, thank you for jumping on. I know you were slam busy today, and I'm like
Thanks,
texting you, and he's not responding. And he's like, he finally sent me a message. He's like, Edgar, just relax. I'll be there. So I appreciate that. Everybody have a great the rest of the afternoon. We'll catch everybody on Wednesday. Have a great one. Bye-bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.